here I'll be explaining you about the contribution of Peter F. Drucker. How exactly the task is. Is it really goal oriented? Is it with the coordination of the employee? Now Peter says that he has described bureaucratic structure because of its too many dysfunctional effects. Federalism refers to centralized control in decentralized structure. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Vidhyaashram from the Department of Commerce and Management in Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence. Welcome to the last session of Evolution of Management. Here I'll be explaining you about the contribution of Peter F. Drucker. Now Peter F. Drucker is a known legend when it comes to management, and he is considered as the father of thinking. So this is what Peter F. Drucker contribution is. That is what he has listed. The first one is he had listed that nature of management. So what you will be studying, that is the nature of management, is actually given by Peter F. Drucker. Then management functions, organization structure, federalism, then management by objective, which we call it as MBO, and the last one is organizational chances or changes. So what exactly happens here, you need to understand. The first one we'll go with management has, that is management of function. Now management functions, if you understand, according to Peter F. Drucker, management is the organ. Please understand this, what exactly organ is all about. Organ of its institution. It has no functions in itself. That means it can't go with its own kind of a thing, and no existence in itself. That means it is all the manager who does it. He says management through its task. How exactly the task is. Is it really goal oriented? Is it with the coordination of the employee as well as the employer? Everything is its own functions. Accordingly, there are three basic functions of a manager which he must perform to enable the institution to make its contribution. For the first, second and third, let me just tell you what a manager should do. The specific purpose and mission of the institution, whether business, hospital or university, that should be given. So what happens here is, the first one, the manager, what he actually needs to know is the specific purpose. What is the purpose of this organization? What is the purpose of this management, whether it is a business or a hospital or a university? Second is making work productive. See, a manager should always aim with productivity. Now, creativity, innovation should be there. With that, you are supposed to focus more on productivity and the workers achieving. And the last one is managing social impacts and social responsibilities. Now understand, right now in India, we have CSR. What is it? We have CSR, that is corporate social responsibility. But that is here, the CSR has come in 21st century. But Peter F. Drucker, he told it in 20th century, where he finds that there should be the social impact and social responsibility, and it is a duty of a manager to perform. And he says all these three functions are performed simultaneously within the same managerial action. That means the same kind of a person, he should do it, and he should do it simultaneously. He shouldn't think about 1, 2, 3 in a different way. He should actually sum up all the three things and do it. That is what management function he really wants to tell. Organizational structure. Here we need to understand that what Drucker really wants to tell. Now Peter says that he has described bureaucratic structure because of its too many dysfunctional effect. You need to know what exactly a bureaucratic structure is. When you understand the bureaucratic leader, you will get to know what exactly a bureaucratic structure is. That means whoever goes with bookish knowledge, the rules and regulations he follow with a book, that we call it as a bureaucratic structure. Therefore, it should be replaced, is what he says. He has emphasized three basic characteristics of an effective organization structure. The first one is enterprise should be organized for performance. Secondly, we have it should contain the least number of managerial level. The less the managerial level, you can actually achieve more profit productivity very easily. If it is you have too much managerial levels, what happens is you are supposed to wait for orders from the boss, and that boss will listen from his boss. So what happens here is the unity of command and unity of direction is too very lengthy, and you cannot take your own decisions at right point of a time. It must make possible the training and testing of tomorrow's top managers. Responsibility to a manager while still he is young. That means he should always go for the testings. The next one, he has identified three basic aspects in organizing: activity analysis, decision analysis, and relation analysis. So there are three types of analysis which he has said, that is activity analysis, decision analysis, and relation analysis. So there are how many? There are three characteristics and three analysis. That is what Peter F. Drucker has given it. Next one we have is federalism. Now what is this federalism? He wants to make everything centralized. That's the reason he always says you need to reduce the levels of management. So when he goes with federalism, what exactly federalism refers to, I'll just tell you. Drucker has advocated the concept of federalism. Federalism refers to centralized control in decentralized structure. Decentralization structure goes far beyond the delegation of authority. It creates a new constitution and a new ordering principle. He has emphasized the close link between the decision adopted by top management on one hand and by the autonomous unit on the other. So he always feels that there should be one person to lead the entire show. Though the structure is, say, decentralized, but the person who will control should be what? Centralized. That is what he says. That is, control should be by one. Control. Federalism has certain positive values over other methods of organizing. The first one is it sets the top management free to devote itself to its proper functions. So one person is there who will check everything, so the top management doesn't need to think about it. The top management can think about something else productively. It defines the functions and responsibility of operating people. When I say operating people, that is the lower level, that is operative level, supervisory level. It creates a yardstick to measure. When I say yardstick, it is always the standard to measure their success and effectiveness in any operating job. That is what Peter F. Drucker really wants to tell the entire organization, that is federalism should be maintained. That means though it is say you have gone with decentralization structure, but the person who will control should be a federalism, that is centralization should be there. And the next one we have, which is the contribution of Peter F. Drucker, is management by objective. I've told you about management by objective in my earlier sessions. Please watch those sessions and then come back. You need to know what exactly MBO is. MBO is all about management by objective. That means the manager is a person who will set the objective, and all the operative levels or the supervisory levels or the lower level people, they need to accomplish those objectives. They are supposed to only focus on the objective and then work. And what he has said is MBO is not only a technique, it is not only a technique, it's a philosophy of managing. Therefore, in order to practice MBO, the organization must change the other practices. MBO has become such a popular way of managing that today it is regarded as the most modern management approach. It is the most modern management approach. That is what MBO is most. That is management by objective. In fact, it has revolutionized the management process, because if and only if you understand what the company wants to achieve and all the employees know about it and then they work for it, what happens is they have a proper focus on what to do and what not to do. And MBO will give you a yardstick saying that what are the things the employees need to get the work efficiently and effectively on what point of a time. That is, again, time management will also be taken into consideration. That's why it is not just a approach or a technique of approach, it is a philosophy of managing. The last one we have is organizational changes. Now what happens is the modern management, you need to understand, before industrial revolution and after industrial revolution, there is a lot of changes in the organization structure, and the climate of the environment or the climate or the environment of the company has also changed. Since rapid changes are occurring in the society, human beings such develop philosophy to face the changes and take them as challenges for making the society better. This can be done by developing dynamic organizations which are able to absorb changes such faster than static ones. Drucker contribution have made tremendous impact in the management practice. The reason here is, he always says that change is constant. The companies who are the topmost, they are only retaining the position because of one of the practice. That is what Peter F. Drucker have given a contribution to the management. Now what he says is, companies should always go for a betterment. That is, you need to always have experiments. Whatever is the best practice of management, you are supposed to adapt to it. You are supposed to run the company. And what he says is, the organization structure which is decentralized should be centralized. That means one person should be there. The reason is, he feels that one person, when he takes up a job, all the employees need to just listen to him. And again he says that the philosophy of objective, that is management by objective, should be taken into consideration. The reason is, people before industrial revolution and after industrial revolution, there is a lot of difference is what he feels. And he says that whichever is the best one, you are supposed to take it. And then he also tells you that the management is always dynamic in nature. So you need to adapt to the situation, whatever the situation is the next. These are the contributions of Peter F. Drucker. Students, if you have any doubt regarding this, please call us, message us. We are always there to help you. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.